Hello everybody and welcome to another video on the EBL channel. It's me, the voice of PokePidge, your new favourite idiot. Apologies for the no camera, I'm not currently at home so I can't particularly use my setup, but you can get my audio for now. Who wants to see my old ugly mug anyway? So, without further ado, let's just get straight into the predictions for week 4 of EBL Season 6. And the first game up is a very easy one to call. We have Texas Tyranitar versus the Essex Espeons. Now, it's a very easy choice to make. It's going to be a win for Texas Tyranitar here. Essex Espeons haven't been at their best this season. Not particularly challenging anyone at all. So this should be a straight win for Texas Tyranitar. Moving on to the New York Metas versus the Carolina Garchomps now. As I've said previously in the predictions, Newtbox has really come a long way and is, in my opinion, a coach to look out for in Season 7 when we move to Scarlet and Violet, just purely because of the Wi-Fi Battle series he's done. So could well give the New York Metas a run for their money, who I believe have won every battle so far. So it's about time somebody stood up to them and went, right, come on in, let's go beat them. And it's going to be a difficult one to call on this. I do think still the New York Metas might just pip this, but it could be a time for the Carolina Garchomps to really show what they're going to be up to this season and give everybody an insight into what they can do. Because it's approaching playoffs times, everybody. You know, we need to start upping our game. If you want to start winning, if you want to win the entire season, you've got to get on a roll now. Weeks 4, 5 onwards is the trajectory you need to come for. So now's the time for people to step up. New York Metas obviously already have, but we don't want them to get complacent. Saying that, obviously, like I said before, I will go with the New York Metas on this one, but the potential for an upset. Moving on to the Walton Wingulls versus Detroit Luxray. Now, Walton Wingulls, obviously, I believe previous week against the Florida Rowlets, they picked up their first win in EBL and they finished their losing streak. So, can they start a winning streak? Max is obviously a veteran. He's battled in every single season of EBL. He has improved with every single season that's gone on. So, he is a formidable foe to try and beat. He is battling himself for an automatic playoff place in the Mega Conference, and another win for the Walton Wingulls would make it really open in the Dynamax Conference as well, especially with that last week matchup with the Snowdonian Frostmoths, who we'll get onto later. But as for this specific matchup, I am going to go for the Detroit Luxray, and that is purely because I think the two key matchups here we have got the Mewtwo on the Walton Wingull side, who can do a hell of a lot to Max's team. However, he does have that Mandibuzz that can set up. We've seen him do it before, and there is nothing stopping him doing it again. A couple of nasty plots, and then that Mewtwo is a couple of nasty plots and a Tailwind, or even just one nasty plot and a Tailwind, and that Mewtwo is facing potentially a Dark Pulse, or at least a Stab Dark move with a +2 special attack and being outsped by that Mandibuzz, and it's going to be probably key. I reckon Mandibuzz is probably coming, and that will be it. So I'm going to go for the Detroit Luxray on this particular matchup. Moving on to the San Antonio Espers versus the Snowdonian Frostmoths. Now, the Snowdonian Frostmoths had a fairly easy week 3 battle against the Essex Espeons. They absolutely trounced them, and they have shown that they are here and they are serious and they are going to win. So, do they come up and do they beat the San Antonio Espers, who we all know are coached by Sly Guy, are an absolutely fantastic opponent and very difficult to take down. They went 5-0 last season, got all the way to the final as well. Basically the only battle they lost last season, and they have lost one this season. I believe they're 2-1 in their record, I believe so, and Frostmoths are 1-2, I think. We'll say that. So could this end pretty evenly? I am going to, do you know what, I am going to back the Snowdonian Frostmoths on this one. I think they are both going to go 2 for 2 here. They're both going to end week 4, 2 for 2, battling it out in a place for those playoffs, trying to avoid the play-in game. That's who I'm going to go for. The Frostmoth's use of Dragapult has been fantastic here. And going up against that Zygarde, it could come in handy. They could get it just above half health for the range, and then the Dragon Dance and Dragon Darts could then just completely take it out. So yeah, I'm going to go Snowdonian Frostmoth on this matchup. And finally, we then have the DC Starmies versus the Florida Rowlets. This is an interesting one again. They all are really. This season, as I've said many a time, very difficult one to call. They are both 1 for 2, and there is only one KD separating them. DC Starmies with -1, Florida Rowlets with -2. So it's going to be a difficult one to call. The DC Starmies, on paper, their team is fantastic. One of the best teams in the entire season for me. And then the Florida Rowlets, if they can utilise that rain team well, then they are, well, if they are unstoppable, especially with the drizzle from the Pelipper. Getting that Kyogre set up is, everyone knows how difficult it is to be a Kyogre. But how can we see it playing out in this particular battle? Well, if we have a look here, as I am doing as I talk, at the DC Starmies team, the rain team itself, I don't know if it's going to be coming up against too much. There may be a few things to stop it. You could have the Mamoswine with, hail or even sandstorm, to be honest. There's a couple of sunny day users in there that can stop the rain. And to be honest, the rain doesn't really stop the Pokemon that they use. Like, for example, Palkia is a water dragon type. It can utilise the rain itself and it's resistant to it. Then there's the Solgaleo there. A wild charge from that is always going to hurt. So I think I'm going to go for the DC Starmies on this particular matchup, purely for the teams on paper. But I can see either of these teams winning, if I'm going to be brutally honest with you. And yeah. Do I change to the... No, do you know what? I'm going to go DC Starmies, and I'm actually going to throw it out there 6-5. That's how close I think it's going to be. But that's it for my predictions for Week 4. If you have liked this video, let me know down below. Subscribe to the EBL channel, and that's it from me for now. So I'll see you later. Bye bye.